Well, as you know, Career Beacon always brings episode on myths and facts, which is weekly series, which is going on right now. And today we have beautiful, eminent speakers with handsome guys around us. Rather, I would say only one guy with us. And we are going to talk about a very important topic today. That is soft skills. You know, the soft skills, how important it is, and whether it should be a part of the curriculum or not. As you know, soft skills are the human connection that help to facilitate the relationship, gaining the visibility and creating more opportunities in the advancement for the career. And as you know, most of you are working or people who are on the corporate sector, they know that it's more important to have soft skill rather than the hard skill. But there are certain myths and facts, there are certain things, whether it can be learned during the school time, whether it cannot be learned during the school time. And to talk with all the eminent speakers, today we have Kavita Rai with us, who has who will be moderating the first half of the show, wherein she will be speaking about the question answers with the speakers, and we will have a introduction of her once I introduce what is actually the Career Beacon Myths and Facts series. The Myths and Facts series is divided into 10 series, wherein we are touching upon the important topic which have been on the speaker's prerogative, and every speaker has actually given these things. Career Beacon is a month by monthly magazine, and we want to bring an indispensable content related to the career, to the schools, to the teachers, to the faculty members, to the practitioners, educators, and most importantly for the students. So anything about the career you would like to know, please join, subscribe to the Career Beacon. We are present on all the social media handles, and we provide the relevant information regarding the careers. Now, just to inform you what exactly has happened in past 4 episodes of Career Beacon. In the first episode, we spoke to 6 speakers that how can technology be used to deliver better learning experience. So all the information technology teachers from various schools have joined us, and they spoke and they shared their views. In the second episode, since it was the critical time where the schools were reopening after the COVID break, so we spoke to the parents as well as to the teachers whether is it safe to send the children to the school before the vaccine hits the market. And believe me, it was a big no, which has come as an answer. And as you know, Andhra Pradesh has already opened the schools, and out of that, many of the teachers and the students have affected by the COVID. So that shows, well, it's whether it is safe or not safe to send the students to the school. In the third episode of the Myths and Facts series, what we spoke with the speakers was entirely different topic. And here we spoke about that what exactly can we do, whether it is the psychological outbreak of achieving 100% in the cutoff, students getting 720 out of 720 in the NEET examination, in the Philippines, students getting 720 out of 720 in the NEET examination, and what exactly can we do to ensure that students get the opportunity to clear the
Hello, everyone. So, as Sunanda was mentioning, the third episode we did was on the soaring percentage that is happening and the chase for the marks. Is it right? And how much it justifies the learning? So, with that, we move to the fourth episode, and Sunanda is here. Sunanda, yes.
Yes. So in the fourth episode last week, we actually spoke about a very important topic, the role of educators in preventing and reporting the child abuse. Believe me, when we were discussing about the cases, it has come to our notice that we as parents sometimes use synonyms, or we are not comfortable using the private part name and we are using something like cookies or something which is giving a different denomination to things. And what is the role of educators we spoke about. And this week, in the episode 5, we are going to talk about a very important thing, that's on the soft skills. Whether the soft skills should be a part of the school curriculum or not. And to discuss about this, we have eminent speakers who are going to talk with Kavita, and they will say whether soft skills should be on the curriculum or not. If it is required, then what kind of things that are required by the teachers, what should we do so that we can inculcate the soft skills, what are the soft skills that are required for the 21st century, and what according to them would be the myths and the bursts. They will be bursting some of the myths along with me. And to introduce this session, I would like to invite Miss Kavita Rai. And I would like to invite her and introduce her in a different manner altogether. Because right now, whenever we are speaking to any of the speaker, we ask them to share some of the details so that we can actually share some of the details with all of you in terms of wherein we can say that what exactly is your thing, what have you done in your past. So to introduce Kavita, Kavita is one of the person who is having 8 years of experience in the project management. She has worked in different hospitality industries. She has taken a sabbatical. She studied with psychology as her post graduation. And with that, she actually introduced herself to a counseling background as she lends and her ear as well as her brain to the people when she speaks and she counsels either parents, either individual, either students. And if I may have to tell that what exactly she brings on the, what is she going to bring today during the panel is, first of all, she is going to explore with all the people that soft skills are important and are reason for the strong foundation for any of the students. What audience can expect from her while she is moderating. All the five speakers, she will be putting up of the questions. What have been the things? How important is the soft skill? How soft skills can be incorporated, whether soft skills are important or hard skills are important. I believe she's a plethora of questions that she's going to put forward to the speakers. So, with this, let me welcome Kavita. Over to you, Kavita.
Thank you, Sunanda. It's a pleasure to be here again with a myth and fact, another episode. And today we'll be talking about, I think it will be more on like hard talks on soft skills. So this is going to be our today's agenda with regard to soft skills. Before we move forward, I like to introduce the speakers first. And the first speaker with us is Mrs. Bindu Gupta. She is Vice Principal SRSM Delhi. She's a former a principal, and she has over 27 years of experience. The subject she taught was history, and we asked each speaker about why soft skill should be on the curriculum. It is indeed of the hour, as they are personal attributes that affect your interaction and relationship with others. It also helps in problem solving, digital proficiency, productivity, communication skill, teamwork, and confidence. We asked Mrs. Bindu what audience can expect from your discussion. She mentioned from the discussion, audience will get to know why soft skills are important than ever, especially for school students. Welcome, Mrs. Bindu Gupta. If you can please set the context for today also.
First of all, I would like to appreciate the efforts put in by the Career Beacon team and especially the topic, as I've mentioned also in the write-up, that the topic soft skill, unintentionally we all are doing it, but to bring in the into the light what we think and how it should come into effective communication and implementation. So this topic is indeed very important, and I'm delighted I am part of this interactive session. Because see, so soft skills, it is like a person who has the acquired knowledge but do not depend on that acquired knowledge totally, rather contributes or collaborate with other aspects also, like positive thinking, teamwork. So it helps in the future employment and in the profession. So it enhances your professionalism. So once again, congratulations to Career Beacon for this
Thank you,
interactive.
Binduji. It's a pleasure to have you. With that, we move to the second speaker, Mr. Giridhar Reddy, and he is from Mundra. He's a principal, Aga Khan School. He has over 18 years of experience. The subject he taught is teaching is mathematics, and he mentioned about future is all about critical thinking, problem solving, good communication, adapting to new situation, having confidence and ability to communicate with and lead teams in activities and projects. And what we can expect during this conversation with him is list of soft skills that are required for their jobs and for the careers. Welcome, Girdhaji. It's a pleasure to have you. If you can please set the context also for today.
Thank you, Kavita, and thank you, Sunanda, for giving this opportunity here. So it's a pleasure to be part of this eminent with all the panelists here. and the audience. See, coming to the like skills, soft skills. Now, all of us know that without soft skills, now coming means the world is we cannot see the world. So that's one of the things that we have. So essentially, soft skills are nothing but people skills, personality skills, communication ability. These are the things that future is about. So we are going to talk more on this, I think. So thank you once again, Kavita and Sunanda, for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
That's wonderful. With that, we move to the our third speaker, Ms. Nilima Shah. She is a Chief Academic Officer, Kalorex Groups, Ahmedabad, and she has over 31 years of experience. She has been into various positions like Director Academics, Director Curriculum and Teachers Training, Principal, Administrator, and Training and Teacher. So she mentioned that it is important part of overall development of each child to lay a strong foundation for life, soft skills. And what we can expect from her, she has given a pointer, very specific how to inculcate soft skills. Why grading is not the only criteria for soft skills. Soft skills play an important role to sustain. Welcome, Nilima ji, and if you can please set the context for today. Nilima ji?
Madam, you're on mute.
Ma'am, please unmute yourself.
It's considered soft skill is an important part of the curriculum, but unfortunately, it never has become a part of the curriculum wherein we focus on the soft skill. It is a byproduct of whatever we are doing in the classroom scenario. And what I feel is that it's important and it's time for children to get some exercises, get some activities to be done where there's a focus on the soft skills as well. We've been talking about multiple intelligence a lot, but practically speaking, there's too less which happens as an assessment, as an introduction in the curriculum, or being a part of the curriculum. That's little less as compared to what we talk about as multiple intelligence. And of course, multiple intelligences are not the only part as a development for soft skills, but I'm just talking about it because it is interrelated to soft skills. So that's one part where second part I feel is sometimes people tend to, what is the behavioral structure or the, this personality of a child, all that is graded. Now, these are things which can be actually a part of a rubrics and not for grading. So that's one of my views which I feel, and therefore, I feel it should be assessed in a different way slightly. And how do we inculcate is important. And that is what I would like to set as a tone for today's webinar.
Wonderful. You have already set the tone, and we will be discussing and in detail with all the eminent speaker today, all the points you have mentioned. With that, we move to the Mrs. Preeti Pasricha. She is Assistant Academic Coordinator, CP Ģoenka International School, Mumbai. She has over 18 years of experience in teaching. She has taught English. She says that problem solving, delegating, motivating, and team building gets much easier if one has acquired good soft skills. And what we can expect in our conversation with her is soft skills are the other non-academic skills that students should acquire to help them succeed in life. Welcome, Preeti. It's a pleasure to have you. If you can please set the context.
Yes, sure. Thank you, Kavita, and thank you, Sunanda. And thanks to the platform of Career Beacon. I would like to wish happy Dhanteras, first of all, to all of you present here and to the viewers watching out there. And yes, it's such an interesting topic whether soft skills should be included in curriculum. I would start with 2 lines in Hindi. As they say कि बच्चे को 1 साल 1.5 साल लगता है भाषा सीखने में, बोलने में, but पूरी उम्र निकल जाती है ये सीखने में कि बोलना कैसे है. That is where soft skills come in. These soft skills as intra and interpersonal skills are actually essential for personal development. and also in social participation and workplace success. They need to be successful in their communication, which will help them in their ability to work on multidisciplinary teams, adaptability. And why all this is important is because this enables students to adjust to the frustrations and challenges that they will encounter in their workplace. We most of the times talk about holistic development, but then why these moral values, these soft skills should be taught only at home? This should be included in the curriculum. Only then we can say a holistic development of the child is taking place.
Rightly said. And we will be touching upon, we will be talking about it. It's a need for us to talk about it openly, and why it can't be, part of our curriculum, why it can't be integrated in our curriculum. So with that, we have our last speaker, Dr. Prgya Upadhyay, Principal, St. Anne's School, Dehradun, and she has over 16 years of experience. She has been teaching English, and she mentioned that academic knowledge and its application is limited, but soft skills are the core of an individual's life and the basis of interpersonal skills which an individual uses at every step of his life. Soft skills are just like the skeleton structure upon which human body thrives. So wonderfully said. And what we can expect in a conversation with her, if we really want to be successful and peaceful, people don't ignore the teaching of soft skills, as these skills create a balance in one's personal and professional life. Welcome, Prgya, and I request you to please set the context for today.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I'm really full of gratitude for the team of Career Weekend. Why? Because one is that you always give the opportunity to all the leaders equally. That is one thing. And second is, I must appreciate the insight and the wisdom with which you people come up with the topics, and which are really, really fruitful and very, very workable in the lifelong relationships, as well as in the education system, and if we talk about as a life in a whole. So now, coming up to the topic here, that is the softer skills. I would say the same thing here, that as the skeletal system our body is having, and the body is standing on it, the same way the softer skills are very important for this life to lead on. And if we and it is not only when we talk about the student life, when we talk about adult life, and professionalism, and the personal life, I think soft skills are required at each and every sphere of our life. So this is how life skill is. And when we talk about the curriculum, then of course it has to be there. Why? Because it is not only the responsibility of the parents, but all the stakeholders who are associated with this system, education system, with our students, with our children. And why? Because children become adults, and those adults are the citizens who are collaborating with every sphere of the life. So in this manner, we all are responsible. And yes, of course, it should be strictly introduced in our curriculum.
Thank you, Prgya. It's wonderful to hear from you. Yes, need to be taught, because when we there was a research done by WHO, and it mentioned that more than I would say more than 70-85% youth are not employable. They have the hard skills, what the certificates, the degrees that everyone is getting, they are hard skills. And what keeps the things going to be successful in life is the soft skills. And when they multiply hard skill and soft skill, that will give you a brighter future, brighter life, and a happy contented life. So with that, we move to today's topic, that is you know uh, how the soft skills can be integrated into curriculum. And with that, I like to ask one question to each and every speaker who are present over here, and I'll go alphabetically. Is soft skills and early childhood education, it's a strange bedfellow or an ideal match? So we'll go with Binduji first.
Yeah. Thank you, Miss Kavita. See, as you have asked, why soft skills should be there for the early childhood. So why not? Rather, soft skills should be developed at this early stage because this is the age or stage rather where the young toddlers they learn how to deal with the situation, how to complete the daily routine or the small tasks, and they with these tasks and they complete, so how it is done, they learn team spirit, they learn the language, how to talk to your fellow mates also. And when they achieve success for these short or you can say short term goals, so it helps them in the long run in the, and ultimately they try to achieve success in their life and in the professional organizations also. So this is the major step, the foundational step, how things should be achieved and tasks to be undertaken. Then it leads to stability in relationships also. They become socially aware, how to deal with the communication skills, they develop communication skills. And one point I would like to mention, soft skills, when we say, they are generally not the high scorers. And when we are talking about being successful in profession, so academic plays a role, but it is not the entirely academic. So here comes the role of soft skills. Even the students who are not high scorers, they can be successful also. So in this stage, they learn to say things like please, thank you, I'm sorry. And these are the magical words, as we say. And then they become considerate also. They start communicating with each other with more positivity and with flexibility. So soft skills should be rather taught at the early stage, at the foundational stage.
Thank you so much, Binduji. With that, I like to move with the same question to Giridhar ji. Sir, I like to ask you same question: soft skills and early childhood education, strange bedfellows, or an ideal match?
I strongly believe that soft skills and early childhood education are an ideal match. Like we at AKES, I believe that, and we have taken it up into our curriculum. Like soft skills is an hot topic in the world of employment, in training and career growth. This is the need of this hour. Now, children should be empowered as a lifelong learners and to manage their own learning because the world is changing so rapidly, and it is important that children adopt quickly. Now, it is already been established and proven that if you are investing in early childhood, definitely it is going to pay off in the coming years for the future. It is an investment that we have a positive impact on the society. Therefore, developing soft skills in children will have an even more positive impact on the economy when these children become adults. Now, for example, I'll quote a few things like if you are giving.
Giridhar ji, we have a little time constraint. I'll
Yes,
come
yes.
back to you for the once we have a time. We'll definitely love to have your example
Thank you.
in
Okay.
detail. So I like to move to Nilima ji. Nilima ji, if you can answer me, is a strange bedfellow or an ideal match? Early childhood education and soft skills.
We all agree that it is an ideal match. And I'm sure all the educators will agree to the fact that it is an ideal match. It has to be inculcated in the children, and it's preschool is the time, or the early childhood education time is the time when a child can be inculcated. I mean, things can be inculcated in a child, and it becomes a habit over a period of time. So that habit formation, or maybe a style or a pattern of learning, can be a foundation at a preschool level, early childhood age level, and which is very much required in today's age, because while these children grow up and after 20 years, when they are in the market out for a job, they are going to face a very different world, and therefore they need to be ready for that.
Thank you.
Degrees are important, but at the same time, skills are more important. Right?
Definitely.
Because once you have a degree, nobody asks you that how much did you score, but it is your way of presenting yourself, or interacting with others or the group, and that is why it is important.
Thank you, Nilima ji. And I like to move quickly to Preeti. If you can give your perspective on this, and I like all the speakers to please maintain. We have to go little fast because I have many questions to ask you, and we have many myths also to bust. So, Preeti, your perspective on this.
Yes, sure. As we all of us know that soft skills actually play a very important role in shaping an individual's personality. And as educators, we know that the early years are the molding years where we can shape their personality. So why not start it from the early years? And it should be introduced, in fact, in all the stages of the childhood. Because in a competitive, globalized world, the value of these skills actually should be further enhanced, and it can be only enhanced if it is introduced in the childhood, in the early years. If children are well equipped with the soft skills in the early years itself, the flexibility increases. Thereby, they can easily easily grab the soft skills from their childhood itself, and it will go on till their lifelong.
Thank you, Preeti. Wonderful to have your perspective on this. I like to move to Dr. Prgya. If you can please give your perspective, soft skills and early childhood education, straight bedfellows or an ideal match.
Yeah, definitely, कविता जी. जैसे कहा जाता है कि एक अच्छे मकान के लिए एक strong नींव का होना बहुत जरूरी है. The foundation needs to be very strong if we need to have a good build of the house. The same way, अगर वो बच्चा जो बड़ा हो गया है, जो एक एडल्ट हो गया है, वो जब बच्चे में ही जब वो बच्चा है, at that time only, if all the ingredients are not poured in, then it's useless. So early education, early childhood education is the right time to sow the seed so that the plant becomes strong and sturdy. So it has to become an oak tree. So for that, the implantation of various ingredients should be done. If we are talking about soft skills, yes, should be done at early childhood education itself.
Thank you, Dr. Pragya. And we all agree that it is an ideal match and it should be part of it for the child. But we all know, a young child learns how to talk, how to get the things, how to resolve small conflicts in home or in the social setup which are there, but not in the classroom setting. So with moving on with today's topic, I like to ask, I believe Binduji has joined us. So I like to ask Binduji, why are soft skills important in early childhood?
See, as I said, in the early childhood, we need to teach the students the communication skills. And here we mean communication skills that they should be able to ask the questions. They should be inquisitive enough to ask the questions. But how to ask the question? How, when, where? This is the most important part, which we need to teach them at this very stage. And that too in a very soft voice. They have to maintain how to communicate when they're interacting with their peers, one-to-one interaction and then interaction in the group. So these are the things which we need to teach them is at this stage only. Then another thing is that how to develop or how to improve if something is not as per their expectations. So instead of getting or these vibes of negativity, they should convert things into positivity.
But how to go for this? So we need to teach all these things and knowing the rules, that there are still rules and you need to follow them rules, whether you are in school or anywhere. There are rules and you need to follow those rules, and you need to understand if you do not follow them, so what will be the consequences. So one should be ready for that also. And the most important thing is that ability to state your opinion, whether even if it is in a conflicting state, but you should be able to listen to other person's discussion. So you have to lend an ear, and that too with patience and with positivity. Accept the other person's opinion also. This is the main investment which we say that in the economy, it is going to help also, because when you are working, in a group and you need to give, lend your ear as
Uh, so, rightly put, we have to let the foundation early in the years of a child. And as Bindu has rightly mentioned, that how to communicate, how to ask the question, these all are inquisitive child's, I would say, traits which are there. And we all like to have inquisitive child, and we have to encourage that, and at the school level also. So with that, I like to, as I mentioned, these are taught at the social non social setups or at home. How to speak, uh, answering the questions. The parents also get involved with the questions the child is asking about each and everything. But Giridharji, I like to ask you, how can teacher make non-cognitive skills, skill instruction part of their course design?
Fine. Uh, Yes, Kavita. Like non-cognitive skills or the soft skills that are more related to the motivation, integrity, interpersonal and intrapersonal skills, social ability, resilience, and self-control, time management. See, these are the things that actually we should bring into the classroom. This bringing into the classroom is done by the teachers with the help of lesson plans. So during our curriculum plans or during our planning sessions, we should think of these soft skills and link each soft skill with a lesson, and we should bring these things into the classroom. And within the classrooms, we can include like group discussions can be there, group tasks can be given, debates can be done, seminars, peer group discussions. So through this, what happens is that children get an opportunity to set the goals, explore, share, collaborate, express, convince, and put forward their ideas. And actually there are few things that they have to self-regulate, find the solutions, resolve the conflicts. These are so many things which we can bring into classrooms. Actually, some of them we are doing unknowingly, but knowingly if we put it, then I think we can build on these things very well. So this is not only one thing that we can do, but it should not be the task of a teacher. Actually, school leadership and all the group need to involve themselves, and very systematically we need to plan the skills, and we need to put bring them into the curriculum. Apart from this, in co-curricular also we can add a few things, like when we take the children to the field trips, educational tours, we can include so many means like all these soft skills into that, and we can teach them.
Rightly said, Bidaji. What you're saying is, diligent planning is needed for the chapter, and aligning that, as some of things are already being part of the curriculum, or part of the entire process, but not that formal framework that has been given. So, with the leadership, working together with the teacher can have a more formal structured planning, where these can be put in the curriculum planning phase. So with that, I like to move to Nilima Shah, and I like to ask her, Nilima ji, how does soft skills capability look like in a classroom? We all talk about it, but it's defining them and put them is little different. So how does soft skills capability look like in the classroom? Unmute yourself, Nilima ji.
If I have to talk about a classroom scenario, what I feel is soft skill is an ability to process spontaneously. So that's what we need all our children to develop. So when we talk about creative thinking, or when we talk about logical thinking, it's also a part of the soft skill. And while we expect that it in a classroom scenario, it can't go alone as a standalone activity. It's a part of an activity which we would have for an academic, maybe, or a co-curricular activity. And along with it, the soft skill can go side by side. Especially in the preschool segment, if we talk about the lowest segment, it is more of an interwoven thing into the curriculum. As we move forward and further on, when we give the group work and the teamwork, again, there are a lot of soft skills which are visible while they are interacting and taking part in.
Thank you, Nilima ji. Yes, it has to be part of, not a separate thing, but integral part of the whole entire curriculum of a child. With that, I like to move to Preeti, and I like to ask you, Preeti ji, uh, we all support, numbers, marks, but how you support soft skills? I like to ask you.
Sure, Kavita. You rightly said we all support numbers and marks. Just like how we teach different subjects in school, like history, geography, science, those subjects can be actually physically taught. But to support soft skills is where it becomes difficult because they are totally immeasurable and they are not found in any of the books. So, to support the soft skills, we should keep students engaged. We should allow them to participate. We should also view them as co-producers. They should be mentored and developed, and we should view them as learners. We should allow them to do mistakes. Traditionally, actually, educators focus only on teaching, and hence most of the times we neglect other aspects like social relationships, which are very, very important in a classroom as well with their classmates. And then environment, actually students are not conscious that they need time to adapt to new environment. They should be aware of environment. We should like introduce more of physical health, more of physical activities in the classroom. And what is expected here is we expect technical skills out of the children. We expect that they should be having the ability to ask questions, to understand things. They should also be like be able to work independently. They should be able to identify their community, and all this equal participation, equal engagement will definitely help them in developing soft skills like leadership, communication, teamwork, perseverance, tenacity, and various other soft skills. And to support these, we can also introduce like student forum or different type of student festivals which only children should lead and teachers should support them and guide them. We should have expert sessions with them. We can allow children to make some documentary and to write some blogs or newsletters of the school, and they can also do annual publications in the school. And we can also allow children to celebrate festivals or events in the school like Science Day, Republic Day. Once we make them responsible and accountable of the activities and in the events, this will definitely enhance in their soft skills.
Okay, Preeti ji, what you're telling, the school need to provide the support, I would say motivation, in terms of motivation, in terms of encouragement, in terms of opportunities to a child to participate in various activities. But I like to go to Dr. Pragya and I like to ask her, where does soft skills sit within Indian early childhood education?
Yeah, very interesting question actually, and very awakening question. If we talk about in the Indian context, then I believe not many schools are actually implementing the soft skills very, I mean, they're not totally embedded in the curriculum here in our country. I know there are good schools where right from the early childhood education in the curriculum, it has been set up, but many more schools, I mean, that's why I in the beginning I said that this insightful topic is really really fruitful for many today. So the schools need to absorb this into the curriculum, and they need to introduce it. Why? Because there are so many activities, social and emotional development, fine motor skills, and the races, different kinds of races on different themes, tying the laces, buttoning the clothing, zipping. then opening and closing of the objects. I mean, those are little things. Suppose they're in a circle, grabbing the hands of each other. So what are they learning? They are learning to be together. They are learning that yes, this is the emotional bond we are carrying with each other. So curiosity, courage, trust, playfulness, perseverance, well-being, everything is there, which we can set up in the play group, in the kindergarten, in the early childhood education. And it is actually very important. And I would request through this platform that every school must incorporate the soft skills in early childhood education, because it is really very weak in our system.
Thank you, Dr. Pragyan, being so, transparent and just telling us what exactly we stand, because we always see it's being chased for the marks that is happening. And I think from the parents' point of view and the school both point of view.
Yeah, can I add one more thing?
Yes,
Sometimes,
quickly.
sometimes we observe that the child is facing problem in the elementary level, middle level, and even at the higher level. Why is it so? Because those weaknesses had been not focused on at the early childhood level. So this is the
So
thing.
that truly answers that why it is, at the early childhood, why the education is,
Very.
soft skill introduction is must. But with that, I like to ask Binduji, according to you, what soft skills are needed in early childhood and beyond throughout the life, which will be, which are needed? Binduji, unmute yourself.
Yes, my apologies for that. See, you asked the question that whether soft skills are communication skills. So, frankly speaking, in my opinion, it is because soft skills are not only communication skills, rather
Binduji,
they are the combination.
Binduji, I like to, intervene that. Yes, we talked about, communication is one of the part of soft skills. But my question is to you,
Soft skills.
what soft skills are needed in early childhood and beyond?
That answer we had it earlier also. I think it's a repeat question.
No, we had something different on that. So, but okay,
No issue.
as per you, what are the skills you see that it should be introduced at the child also level also, and throughout their life, a child, it will help them to be a successful or live a contented life.
See, when we say in the childhood and beyond, it basically helps in their professional life. They understand how to maintain the relationship, how to be very positive. You have to be very social and you have to be very high, maintain that your consideration, how considerate you are towards the empathy, towards the good manners, and you have to give respect to each individual's, you can say, the perception, their thinking. So it is not only that uh, we have to teach soft skills only at the middle stage or at the later stage, rather at the foundational stage, so that at the early stage only the child starts learning that these are the aspects which a person as an individual we must have it, and it enhances the personality of an individual also. So at the early stage, soft skills should be incorporated in the school curriculum.
Thank you so much, Binduji. Wonderful to hear those, words that yes, it is imperative, it is the need that soft skills should be introduced at the early childhood, not wait for 12th, 11th standard or 10th standard. Now they have to be prepared. With
See,
that,
this
I'd like
is
to go to,
see, this is the stage. I just want to add one thing where
yeah,
they have to learn the tonality also, their pitch, how, when, and where, with whom they are talking to. They have to maintain that tonality and the words, their vocabulary. So that is the most important aspect that the students should learn at this age, and with positivity. Even if the things are not in their favor, how they should be able to handle these things. So all these things we should talk at this early stage and beyond.
Thank you, Binduji. With that, I like to go to Mr. Giridhar Reddy, and I like to ask him. We all know, everybody's chasing after marks for the college admission and college for the best career, right? This is the basically goal of, I would say, 99% of the parents, that good college, good marks means good career. But I like to ask you how teaching soft skills will help students succeed in career.
Fine. Thank you, Kavita. It's a very relevant question. I have an example along with the answer for this. Now, most of the Telangana and Andhra people, they go for IIT and all these things, and they tend towards a lot of marks, like a lot of high percentages. When they get the IIT seat and good colleges, what happens when they finally go to any interview and all that? Its survey says that most of them are turned on because their skills, soft skills, or communication is not good. Now, if communication, as Bindu ma'am said, that these things need to be incorporated from the pre-primary and a lot of skills that they should learn. So if they have good skills, all these soft skills, automatically their opportunities will increase and they land up in good companies with good packages. Now, because today's world, all the employment, whatever is happening, everyone want their employee to be all-rounder. Now, in that, leadership skills will come, everything will come. Now, everyone to be the all-rounder, that means soft skills are very, very important. Now, if they have that, definitely that is going to be a very important ingredient for any of the company. And if that ingredient is there in the employee, then definitely they'll hire with the good packages. So this is how they will be landing up in good companies with good packages. Employment is the final thing that all the children will need.
Thank you, Giridharji. Rightly said, why there's a gap between academia and I think there's a lot of marks. They have a very strong on academics, but I believe there's something missing on soft skills. How to communicate, how to problem solve, how to manage, how be resilient. These are the things. So with that, I like to move to Preeti, and I like to ask her, we know it should be part of the curriculum. It should be, introduced at the early childhood. We all agree with that. Each and every esteemed panelist agree with that. But how do we assess soft skill, which is not quantifiable,
Right, Kavita.
Yes,
cannot hear. Yeah, fine. I would say that unfortunately, these soft skills are arguably the most difficult to assess. But as they say, nothing is impossible. So still soft skills can be assessed, and how this can be done is like we can create different type of assignments. We can create different exams. We can have different classroom assessment techniques using concept maps, using concept tests, and we can assess their group work by creating different kind of rubrics. We can actually identify the skill desired specifically. We can also determine what we want and what the end goal should be. We can track their work in a meaningful time frame. So there are various methods of assessing soft skills. Educators may need to adopt non-traditional methods of reporting student progress to adequately capture growth in soft skill development. Actually, most of the schools have standard-based report cards that those provides only details of the students' progress in specific dimensions. how much percentage of marks the child is scoring, and what are the, like, how much marks does he needs to secure 100 marks, and we can measure only specific outcomes through a basic report card. But if a school, like all the schools, start making portfolio of the child, like what did he achieve in his grade 1 and grade 2, grade 3, and so on. So the portfolio is a actually helpful tool to measure and to assess the soft skills, which also gives students the opportunity to demonstrate soft skills across multiple core academic subject areas. And there are also further digital badges which we can give them, and these have recently emerged as an engaging technique for tracking and recognizing students' progress in the development of specific non-academic skills. And hence, soft skills must be integrated within the academic curriculum. For effective assessment, educators should also note the value of promoting soft skills outside the classroom. As Mr. Giridhar just some time ago, he said that extracurricular settings also skills we should be assessed, such as after school programs, athletics, clubs, and various natural environments for soft skill assessment. So then, to conclude, I would like to say, rather than masking the components of marks for academic subjects or student achievement, there are various examples which teachers may ascribe from scores for a project as well as scores for a student's teamwork concept project. So it can be, so the teamwork, the projects, the portfolio will definitely help in assessing the student's soft skills.
Okay, thanks, Preeti. But again, that comes to, brings a question like, imagine your child report card is reading, leadership A, intercultural understanding B plus, adaptability D. What exactly would this grade denote, and how would they be calculated? Nilima, I'd like to ask you on that.
Good question. And this is a question for everybody, because when we grade, it's a perception of the teacher. That's the first and the foremost thing which we need to keep in mind. So the criteria which is used for grading the child for the soft skills is again a perception of the teacher. That's the first thing. Now, according to me, adaptability is a subset of leadership. It can't go without, a leader can't go without adapting things, right? So that's a part of it. So if a child has a leadership skill and we are saying it is A minus, which is a high grade, and we're talking about adaptability, which is D, which sometimes is, not all the time, but sometimes it is conflicting while we say that and mention that. So what I would like to say is that a leadership is something which is a wholesome thing, which comprises of teamwork, it comprises of delegation, it comprises of sometimes taking charge of the situation. And therefore, when we talk about adaptability, it is a situational thing. It is a situation. And that is why I would like to go back and recall my words, which says that the ability to process spontaneously. And that is what is soft skill. So adaptation is a part of that processing of the soft skill, and therefore I feel it should be almost similar to the grade, maybe A minus and B plus. Yes, I agree, at the most to a level of B. But if it is D and A minus, it's slightly somewhere conflicting in terms of the perception while grading the child. That's what I feel. At the same time, I also believe that it can be a marking system for any of the soft skills, but at the same time, we can have rubrics created for the soft skill measurement. And there are a lot of other activities which should be added to that for the assessment, like, the assignments which are given, the group work which is given, the teamwork which is given, individual work which is given, which is an intrapersonal thing as well. And the concept maps and the mind maps. Mind maps work as a very big thing, because what is going on in the child's mind comes out on the mind map. And how much is the recap, or maybe the, the acceptability of things, or maybe the adaptability of things which comes up during the mind map creation. And therefore it would help us out while we have the concept maps also for a child as an assessment. And that's why I feel that, it's perception, and therefore the parameters are, individual specific and not generic per se as a right and wrong answer.
Very truly said and very rightly said. It is more on the perspective. It's not something quantifiable, like you have 5 marks for this question, 4 marks for this question. So and you have put a really pointers that need a really thinking hat need to be worn for that, and given a proper time and dedication and thought about it. We all agree, to that point, that soft skills should be part of curriculum. Dr. Pragya, I like to ask you how teachers can add soft skill goals to lesson plans. We had discussed a bit about it. I like you to answer on the possibility and a challenge.
Yeah, sure, Kavita ji. Yes, this is true that we are talking about that it should be embedded in the curriculum. Now, how it should be done? So, we know very well that we are dealing with the 21st century student. And with the click of a button, they get to know the whole content. Yes, of course, it is very easy to read the content. To some extent, it is easy to understand it also. But where is the utility lying behind that content is the question. And there the teacher comes. So, of course, so this is the possibility. Possibility is that soft skills can be directly, indirectly introduced in the lesson plan. Now the question is how? How do we do it? We start with aims and objectives. Yes. Telling the child that it is not only for your exams, it is for your life. It is for your lifetime that what you are going to learn. Then the child becomes more interested than just going for the grades or the marks. This is one thing. Second is, we can go ahead with the group work, teamwork, with project-based learning, where we can emphasize over the various soft skills like integrity, teamwork, responsibility, communication, where we have assigned the work, they are working in group, and each and every individual has been given a specific job. Then we also say that you can collaborate with each other, you can help each other. So that becomes courtesy. Suppose if they have not done it, then it is responsibility that they will come up and say that, yes, I couldn't do it, but in the mentioned time or tenure, I'll be completing and submitting. Then comes the communication part, that each and every member of that group should present whatever they have done. They can define it objectively. And this is how we bring up the teamwork as well. So many soft skills all together, maybe knowingly or unknowingly, we can introduce in the lesson through role plays, through group. So I mean, yes, of course, the challenge is that every chapter is not kept for that. Many times we have to think a lot how to extract and develop it into a soft skill based lesson plan. So I would just say that most of the chapters are value based. Most of the chapters we can extract the soft skills and we can like include it in the lesson plan, and ignore those chapters. I mean, teach those chapters in a simple way where we are finding the challenging in framing the soft skill based lesson plans. This is it. Otherwise, there is no challenge at all.
Thank you, Pragya. It's wonderful to have listen to you. Like wherever the possibility is there, put due time to that. Where you find the challenges, you can take that at a normal path. But definitely for the other chapters, you can make it a integral part of the entire lesson planning, and it can be, the possibility is there, and it can be done. We have all taken up the question with regard to the child and child soft skills. Now I like to come to all the speakers for one question for the importance of soft skills for teachers. But before I go to each and every speaker, I like just one pointer from all of you. 30 seconds max. I just want one pointer. And I'll go with Binduji first. Importance of soft skills for teachers. Binduji? unmute yourself, Binduji.
See, when we say the teachers, about the teachers, that what is the importance? So teachers are basically the role models, and the students, they look forward to the teachers. So the teachers needs to give a closer attention to the students. They should be approachable, and they should give their ears. They should be rather approachable, available for the students for their needs. So this is the most important aspect when we talk about the teachers.
Thank you, Binduji. With that, I'll go to Giridhar Reddy, and I'd like to ask him, sir, importance of soft skill for teacher.
Yeah, Kavita, it's a very interesting and important question for all of us here in the room. See, I believe that art of communication is very important for teacher, and the art of presentation of the data that they have. Data in the sense I'm talking about the knowledge. So these two are really very critical for teacher to present to the students. Art of communication and art of presenting the knowledge.
Thank you so much. Very crisp and very clear. With that, I like to move to Nilima ji. Nilima ji, your say on importance of soft skill for teachers. Nilima ji, unmute yourself.
Teachers are lifelong learners. So when we talk about children and a child-centered learning, it's the first and the foremost thing that the teachers should have the soft skills so that they understand the soft skills better, and then they are able to transfer it to the children. So to inculcate the soft skills among the children, the first step would be to have good soft skills and develop soft skills for teachers.
Very rightly said. We all emphasize on teachers training nowadays, even in the new education policy. I like Preeti to please give her perspective on importance of soft skills for teachers.
Sure, Kavita, the most first very basic importance for teachers to develop soft skills in them is they get more responsive to criticism. They also get more flexible and the ability to adapt to different things. Their learning mindset changes completely, and it makes them a dynamic leader. They are responsive to suggestions. They become more creative and energetic, diligent, and they also become more self-confident and optimistic. So soft skills actually develop all these skills in a teacher because these are much required as a teacher to be patient and to be independent minded.
Thank you so much, Preeti. I'd like to move to Dr. Prgya. Your perspective on importance of soft skills for teachers.
Yes, Kavita ji, it is indispensable part that a teacher should be really, really well versed with the soft skills. And for that, I would emphasize upon the teacher education program. A very conscious effort has to be taken up in designing the courses which are giving the training for the teachers. And a special emphasis should be on hard skills, soft skills, and conceptual skills, wherein the student-centered learning, experiential learning, as well as problem-based learning should be emphasized on. Why? Because though people very easily they become teachers because that is the last option, but they actually don't put themselves into that skin that they're dealing with lives, real lives. Those are not computers. So they have to be empathetic and they need to have those soft skills at any cost. Then only they are real teachers.
Thank you, Dr. Pragya. I like you have put the nectar together for all the points. So wonderful interacting with all of you. And we are done with the question and answer. And we are coming up with the most exciting part of it, myths and facts. And we will be, Sunanda will be taking us to the myths and facts. And Sunanda, as you all know, she is managing editor, Career Beacon Magazine, founder concept, and a convener of National Career Council's network. She is also Indian Icon awardee for helping the youth through her career mentorship. And she has over 17 years of corporate experience. If I say she is really enthusiastic and about helping the youth, that is why she came up with this project and we came together to build it and help the youth. with that, Sunanda, I like to welcome you and please quickly
Thank you so much, Kavita, for such a wonderful introduction. And believe me, the complete question answers were going seamless. One by one, it seems as if everything was interconnected like a relay race. Well, we come to the myths and facts of the series, which is the most important one right now. And I would like to start in a reverse order. So, Dr. Pragya would be the first one to be questioned, and then I'll come to Bindu Gupta at the last. So, let me reverse this order right now. And in the interest of time, as these are myths and facts, if I'm asking you the question, first of all, you have to say whether it's a fake fact, is it a reality, or is it a myth? And are you going to debunk it or are you going to support it? So, Pragya, the first question, first myth that comes to me is soft skills are the communicate. Sorry, yeah. So, Pragya, soft skills are only necessary to cover up the flaws. Soft skills are not necessary if dealing directly with the customers. So, what is your say in this? Is it a myth or a fact?
Absolutely, Surandaji, it is a myth. Because soft skills are something which are required at each and every sphere of the life. And we cannot go with the dual personality. We have to be real. I mean, we have to deal with each and everyone with the heart, I believe. We have to be empathetic. And so, how can we wear the mask and wear the faces? So, we have to be real. And the way we are, the way we will attract that energy and the people around us.
Thank you so much, Pragya ji. So, energy transfers. Let me come just with this energy to Preeti Pasricha right now. Preeti, it said that soft skills ensure the professional success. It doesn't work hard if the hard skills are inadequate. So, what is it? Is it a myth or a reality?
It's absolute myth. Both go hand in hand. Soft skills are actually abilities and traits that pertain to personality, attitude, and behavior. And soft skills are also very important to handle interpersonal relations, to take appropriate decisions, to communicate effectively, to have good impression and impact to gain personal development. The ability to speak fluently, using the right word in the right order, in a good communication. And moreover, besides the soft skills, also like this body language, people sit with arms crossed and they don't stand in a proper posture, messages using appropriate vocabulary, and syntax from effective communication. In fact, it's not that soft skills are only related to emotional intelligence, and soft skills and hard skills, both of it go together. Not only soft skills will work and not only hard skills work, just like a hand has 5 fingers. Similarly, it is not only soft skills that is going to work in the job space. Soft skills and hard skills both go hand in hand.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Preeti. And with this, let me come to Nilima. Nilima, your order of questions have not changed anywhere. Maybe this is called palindrome. Reverse your font पे कैसे भी कर सकते हैं. For schools and educators, determining how to develop is it a myth or a reality?
Can you please repeat? Your voice got cracked off.
For schools or the educators, determining how to develop young people's soft skills presents a formidable challenge. Is it a myth or a reality?
It's a myth. It's not a challenge. It is the environment you
Okay.
provide. It's also the the support you provide. The more you empathize and actually identify the needs, and then customize it and cater to the needs of the people, the young people, be it students or be it employees. It is going to help us a long way, because the more they develop on the soft skills, the better they work.
Thank you so much, Nilima ji. And with this, let me come to Mr. Giridhar Reddy. Soft skills. It's more often it's said that soft skill implies to the English speaking skills. Is it a myth or a reality?
So Nanda, soft skills interest English, it's a myth, because it cannot directly, the person who is having English, fluent English, is going to have good skills. It's a myth. Now it doesn't depend on the language. Okay, and it can be a person with Hindi language, Gujarati language, or anything. They can also have the soft skills. They can also crack, or they can have the good leadership skills. Many things.
Thank you so much, Girdharji. And with this, let me come to Bindu Gupta for the first myth. Soft skill symbolizes the softness of the people. Women are better at soft skills. So, being a woman, would you say it's a myth or a reality?
In my opinion, it's a myth. Rather, the individuals who believe or who symbolizes soft skills, they are rather more strong, and they are strong as an individual. Why? Because when we say, when you are stuck up at a particular situation, then you are able to handle the situation in a very confident and efficient way, and which you can see at the present scenario also. Kamala Harris is the living example. So it's a myth according to me.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I can debate on Kamala Harris, appointment, because I believe Indians are celebrating like anything,
Yeah.
as if India में vice president का वो हुआ है. Anyways, let me come to with some simpler myths and the facts, and you need to debunk or you have to put it in. Pragya, this Dr. Pragya, it said that soft skills are synonymous to the politeness, submission. So is it a reality or a myth?
Of course, it's reality because
Okay.
because soft skill is interpersonal skill. It is social skill, and in fact, it is called as people's skill. So when we are interacting with people, we have to be polite. We have to be empathetic. So it is a soft skill, of course.
Okay, perfect. So it is a reality. With this, let me come to Preeti. Preeti, soft skills are about emotional intelligence. Is it a myth or a reality?
So, Sunanda, like, are you trying to ask whether soft skills are only emotional intelligence?
Yes,
Yeah,
are
so
only
yeah, of course.
about emotional intelligence.
But this is a complete myth because soft skills involves
So is it a
various other
reality or a myth?
skills. No, it is a complete myth because soft skills involves various other skills as well, just like oral and communication skills, critical thinking ability, problem solving resourcefulness, and ability to work productively in a team. We all know, like, also not only these skills but various skills like interpersonal skills, taking appropriate decisions, handling teams, and various communications, not only through verbal communication but also communications through emails. All these skills come under soft skills and not only emotional intelligence.
Thank you so much, Preeti, for being so crisp. And you're saying that it's a
Myth.
not it's a myth. It is not a reality. Okay, let me come
Yes.
to Nilima. Nilima, when it comes to teaching soft skills, there are real risks as many educators are devoting and resources towards simply reinventing the skill. Is it a myth or a reality?
It's a myth, but at the same time, I would say we need to actually customize it as per the need and the requirement. So that's one. The second thing is that as much we try and develop skills, it is going to be better for us. So
Okay, so
it's
practice
going to
makes the man
reciprocate.
perfect.
If it is a classroom scenario, it helps in the enhancement of the learning. If it is a job scenario, it helps in the enhancement of the work function. So both ways it is going to help. So sooner we start inculcating that and prepare the children for the later part when they are in the life and in the job, it better it is.
Perfect. Thank you, Nilima. Now, with this, let me come to Mr. Giridhar Reddy. It said that soft skills are inborn qualities. So, is it a myth or a reality?
No, it is a myth because it's not inborn quality that. So soft skills are inborn qualities. It's a myth. Soft skills are not traits and the qualities that people acquire through heredity. It's not the case. So as the term like skills, these are the abilities that can be acquired through observation, or it can be reading, through training, experience, and practice. So these can be acquired through these practices.
Thank you so much. Well, while I was asking the question, I also felt that it's very naive because, I'm a soft skills trainer, and how can it be a inborn quality? If it is inborn, we cannot train people on that. So while we do the personality development classes and the conflict management and the critical thinking classes, it is where we make sure the students or the teachers or the parents are actually practicing this during the workshop. Well, with this, let me come to the last myth of the day, and this is to Miss Bindu Gupta. Bindu ji, soft skills are communication skills. So, is it a myth or a reality?
It's a complete myth, in my opinion, because communication skills are soft skills are rather communication skills, sorry, are rather soft skills because they are combination of certain qualities an individual possess, and if those qualities are there in the individual, it helps in the long run, like time management, etiquettes, empathy, and responsibility. So it's a complete myth according to me.
Okay, now the surprise, I'm going to ask the speakers, list 2 soft skills that you think that are very important right now. And you'll have to be stay alert because you should not repeat what others are saying. So it's a rapid fire round. Let me start with Dr. Pragya. What are the 2 soft skills that are required for 21st century?
Resilience and well-being, mental well-being. And
Perfect.
if
Resilience and well-being.
yeah, yeah. Is this the final round?
Okay.
Is this the
Yes,
final
this is
round?
the final round. No, no, no. This is not the final round. I'll give you an opportunity to conclude. But I want
Okay.
2 soft skills from you, which are required in the and only 2 words, right? So resilience and mental well-being. Preeti,
Yeah.
Empathy and team building.
empathy and team building. Okay, so we have 4 now. Let me come to Nilima.
Creative thinking and decision making.
Very good. Creative. So we have 6 now. Let me come to Giridhar ji.
Yeah, communication and leadership.
Communication and leadership. Bindu ji, अब आपके पिटारे से क्या निकल रहा है?
Time management and problem solving.
Time management and problem solving. Very well said. You know, these are the critical skills that are required at this moment of time, which are absolutely important. And with this, let me come to the conclusion of this complete, episode. If I may ask to start Ms. Bindu Gupta to start with, you know, the conclusion of this thing.
See, the entire interactive session was very inspiring and very knowledgeable. Many points I have rather noted down, which have come from the ignited minds. Because at the present scenario, soft skills are very much needed and required, which at certain point of time are not effectively being implemented. And if in some schools we are implementing, but they are not so effective. So we need to follow soft skills in our schools, whether at early childhood care or at the middle segment, but it has to be there and in a very effective manner in order to make good citizens, because in this profession we are basically the nation builders.
Thank you so much, Binduji. With this, let me go to Giridhar Reddy. Your concluding remarks on this particular session.
Nanda, it is really the very nice topic that you have taken. I like the part that entire discussion was revolving around the early childhood development and the soft skills. Really, it is good to connect with early childhood development where we can, from the grassroots, we can come with the soft skills. So I like that very much. And definitely, if we imbibe all these qualities during these starting years, definitely children will grow and they'll be landing up in a very good position.
That's so great. Let me come to Nilima ji. Nilima ji, your concluding remarks on this particular session and what is your learning?
First of all, I would like to appreciate that the topic like soft skills is chosen, which is less, paid attention to. And I really appreciate the efforts of Beacon team. And I would like to say that the soft skills are something which really, when we focus, the national education policy, when we talk about the early childhood curriculum, which has come up right now recently, which also speaks about the soft skill development directly, indirectly, in both ways. So we will be, over the period of time while we proceed towards the NEP and the execution of the NEP per se, many of the good schools are already doing it, but they would add value and they would also improvise it much more when the NEP talks about, because it is a mandate now, right? So I feel that soft skills would be something which needs to be inculcated, but at the same time, we need to keep in mind that we are preparing children for their life by setting a foundation stone for their life. And that is how I would like to conclude this. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. Thank you. Please stay tuned with us. We have certain things for every speaker before we conclude on things. So, Preeti, your wisdom words.
Yes, sure, Sunanda. I would like to give a message to all the students and parents. Most of the times, the students think that getting a job is all about qualifications and technical skills. But I would like to give a message, just like a 24-hour day, it also comprises of 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. Similarly, soft skills and hard skills both go hand in hand. Though marks, qualifications, technical skills are important, but soft skills are also equally important. How well you work in a team, how well you communicate, and how well you understand other people's emotions are just as important as grades on your report card. So take both of them in hand to achieve well in your life.
Thank you so much. And finally, to Dr. Pragya, your wisdom words to conclude today's session before Kavita wraps up with the felicitation and other things.
Yeah, thank you, Sunanda ji. First of all, loads of gratitude to the Career Beacon team for inviting all of us and for choosing such a wonderful topic, insightful topic, and wish all of you happy Dhanteras on the screen and those who are the viewers. And now coming to this, the concluding remark, I would say that it is not only today we are talking about, even if we talk about Ramayana time, जो तुलसीदास जी ने अपनी रामायण में कृत किया है, श्लोक लिखा है, he has also talked about the soft skills. So I would like to quote that shloka here. तुलसी साथी विपत्ति के, तुलसी साथी विपत्ति के, विद्या विनय विवेक साहस सुकृति सुसत्यव्रत राम भरोसे एक. I'm repeating it again. तुलसी साथी विपत्ति के, विद्या विनय विवेक साहस सुकृति सुसत्य व्रत राम भरोसे एक. अर्थात तुलसीदास जी कहते हैं कि विपत्ति के समय, because life is not only about highs, it's all about lows also. Life is a camel ride. तो विपत्ति के समय ये जो गुण हैं, 7 गुण हैं, ये हमारे काम आते हैं. We have to be, yes, good at hard skills, vidya. Then Vinay is patience, humbleness. Vivek is patience, Sahas, courage and resilience. Sukriti is be good at your deeds, and Susatyavrat, be honest, speak the truth. And Ram Bharose Ek, and that is very important. That is the core of our life. Have faith in God, have faith in Almighty, and we can win.
Absolutely, absolutely good. All the speakers have done a really magnificent work, which is really remarkable. And with this, let me invite Kavita before she shows me the clock now. So, Kavita, your turn to felicitate all the speakers if you have shared the captured moment first.
Thank you, everyone, all the speakers, eminent speakers, and it was wonderful discussion we had. It was the need of the hour we talked about the marks, but at the same time, there's a need to talk about the soft skills also. We need to, give the space to a child to nurture these skills also, not to be hard, pressing on just on marks. And we all agree that to lead a contented life and to face the life challenges, what will help are the soft skills. And definitely hard skills are needed to perform the jobs. If you're an engineer, you have to have engineering. If you're a doctor, you have to have doctor. But how you manage it, how successful you are, they are the difference that lies is in the soft skills. So with that, we conclude today's session. And this is the moment we share during the webinar. This is all the speakers captured during the webinar. And our first speaker, Ms. Bindu Gupta, we have captured you over here smiling. And it's a small token of gratitude and love and appreciation for your time and insightful discussion.
Thank you, Ms. Kavita.
Thank you, ma'am. It's a pleasure to have you. And with that, Mr. Reddy, it's a pleasure to have you, sir. And it's a token of gratitude and appreciation for your time and your sharing the insightful your knowledge and experience with us.
Thank you, Kavita. Thank you very much.
Ms. Nilima Shah, and it's a pleasure to have you at the Career Beacon and sharing your rich experience because you are from academic background. It's a small appreciation and gratitude, love, affection, I would say everything from our side.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Ms. Preeti Pasricha, and it's always a pleasure to have you, Preeti. It's a small token of love, appreciation, and gratitude from our side.
Thank you so much, Career Beacon. Thank you, Sunanda, and thank you, Kavita.
Thank you, Preeti. Dr. Prgya Upadhyay, it's a wonderful moment we have captured, smiling. So lovely. So
Thank you so much.
small token of gratitude and appreciation for your time. It was wonderful having you. And Sunanda, you like to conclude here?
I would like to conclude here. Well, as you know, Career Beacon is a bi-monthly magazine which is print and digital. So if you would like to contribute your articles, editorials, you are more than happy. We are more than happy to take that and to take into our magazine. We would love to have your feedback because that is the dopamine dose that we look forward. So I'll share with you two feedback forms, and all the speakers are requested, in case if you have requested some of the people who have joined us to watch you. I can see almost 35 plus people who are watching our show. So I would request every one of you to share the feedback form to the people who have actually watched you, so that they can give you this. Plus, if you have anyone to whom you would like to recommend for the speaker opportunity, we would love to have you. So in the feedback form, there is a speaker opportunity also. So that's what is the concluding point for today. We don't repeat the speakers on a weekly basis. So every time there is a new speaker, either 4, 5, or 6. So depending upon the availability for that particular topic. So next week we are coming with another exciting topic for the educators, which will be shared with all of you. And with this, wishing you all a very happy Diwali, safe Diwali. Though it's a Corona time, we all are safe. So please, patake kam chalaye, pollution kam rakhe. And I'm sure Delhi is already covered with complete smog. So that's the thing. And with this, wishing you all a great year ahead, because we are going to conclude now after 50 days. We are going to just conclude on this day. And all the best to all of you.
Before we end up, I would just like to have a word. I would like to thank Kavita and Sunanda both for organizing and being so precise on whatever communication was happening on the groups. Thanks a lot, and happy to associate with you.
Thank you. Same here. We look forward and we will not leave you. Don't worry. One series ends, we start with another series, and we ensure that we are bothering you with our messages day by day.
Most welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. This is me and
Thank you.
Kavita.
Happy Diwali.
Thank you. Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali to everyone.
all.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali,
Happy
everyone.
Diwali.
Gurugram.